Hey guys, Rollier or Taylor here, and today I'm back with another Division video. And of course, in this one, it's the Division's weekly vendor reset. So straight away, I'm just going to give you a little PSA. If you feel like you missed out on the mask you wanted during the global event a couple of weeks back, then make sure to check the rewards claim vendor. It's just inside the door of the base of operations, next to the weapons and the gear vendor. Come here and scroll all the way down, and it'll be around here if you do warrant a mask. I got this mask here as well as the Outbreak outfit, which I was quite surprised about, so make sure you check here first. Now guys, we're going to go and check the blueprints. So at the blueprints vendor this week, we've got a Model 700, an MP7 blueprint. Now before I go any further, I'm going to buy this one. Make sure you do as well if you haven't already bought it. We also have an electronics gloves, firearms backpack, an extended mag, an MK4 M5A2 scope blueprint, as well as a performance gear mod blueprint. I'm also going to buy the extended magazine blueprint this week because I don't actually have one. Now we're at the special equipments vendor. Obviously the exotics don't change, but the talents do re-roll on them. So the Pecan this week has rolled with Dominant and Vicious, the Cassidy with Responsive and Capable. Now this might be worth picking up, especially for the Lone Star 6-piece. Roll Capable for something that would improve damage, maybe something like Competent. The Liberator rolled with Unforgiving, Swift and Intense. The Centurion with Expert and Meticulous, and finally the Historian rolled with Swift and Commanding. Whilst we're in the special equipments vendor, I'd also recommend looking at this LVOA-C rolled with Predatory, Deadly and Fierce. A great PvE LVOA-C. It's also got a 68% damage roll on it. Honestly, you could probably re-roll Predatory here for something like Responsive or Competent, and it's not a bad all-round LVOA-C. There's a nice custom M44 here that's already rolled for a PvP Deadeye build, roll off trained for something like Brutal, and again, this will be a perfect Deadeye M44. And finally, the last thing I'd like to point out in the special equipments vendor is this Sentry's Cool Harness. The armor is at 1,894, the firearms is at 1,238, and it's already rolled with health, skill haste and ammo capacity. So re-roll any of the three major stats to get it as high as possible, and you've got yourself a perfect Sentry's Cool Harness here. At the advanced weaponry vendor this week, we have a PX4 Storm, a tactical UMP rolled with Talented, Capable and Ambusher, a tactical MK16 with Skilled, Predatory and Dominant. I actually really like the tactical MK16, it looks really good, just a shame it doesn't stand up to the other assault rifles in the game. A Black Market SASG-12 with Vicious, Destructive and Self-Prepared, and an M700 Carbon with Intense, Competent and Elevated. Not a bad M700 Carbon at all, you could easily pick it up and use it as it is. And last but not least, a Black Market RPK-74E, rolled with Meticulous, Swift and Unforgiving. So that's the base of operation vendors done. We're now going to move on and have a look at the gear throughout the world, then we'll do the weapons, and then finally, of course, it's the weapon attachments and gear mods. So let's go have a look at the gear. And to start this off, we're in the DZ08 safe room. At the special vendor here, we have this holster of the Nomad. Good armor at 924, the firearms are 1,245, the stamina is also 1,230, the electronics is on the low side at 1,160, but we can easily max this out because the major attribute is already skill haste. A very good roll on a holster indeed. So if you're after a Nomad holster, pick this one up. In the DZ06 safe room, there's a really nice Reclaimer vest. The armor is at 1,962 and it's rolled on stamina at 1,202. It's already got health, skill haste and ammo capacity, so roll a major stat on here as high as possible and you've got yourself a perfect Reclaimer vest. This again was in DZ06 Safe House. At Dante's Run Safe House, we have a really nice refresh mask. Now if you haven't seen the video that I've recently done, you can see it on your screen. It's a Pred Fresh build and I use a refresh mask. So if you don't have a refresh mask, I highly recommend picking this one up. It's rolled on electronics at 1,232 and it's got enemy armor damage and damage to elites on it. I'd roll off enemy armor damage here for skill power and you've got yourself a perfect refresh mask. I can't say enough how good refreshed masks are. So this was in Dante's Run Safe House and I highly recommend picking it up. In the Crypt Safe House this week, the first weapon that I want to show off is a Navy MP7 rolled with Fierce, Skilled and Adapt. I would probably roll off Skilled here for something most likely responsive. Crit hit chance is increased by 5% with Fierce, as well as Adapt crit hit chance is increased by 7.5% for 15 seconds when using a skill. So you just really want to maximize damage. It's not the best MP5, it'll just have a lot of crit chance but not much crit hit damage. So yeah, pick this one up if you don't have a Navy MP5. At DZ West 31st Street checkpoint, we've got an M249B here with Ferocious, Destructive and Adapt. Really nice one. Here I'd probably roll off Adapt for something like Competent, and you've got yourself a really nice PvE LMG. This would be especially good for your Lone Star build if you don't have MG5s. But this was DZ West 31st Street checkpoint. In DZ Park Avenue checkpoint, we've got a nice MG5 here. Now these are a lot better for Lone Star builds. It's got Deadly, Self-Preserved and Adapt on it. Roll Self-Preserved for something like Competent and you've got yourself a perfect MG5 ready for PvP Lone Starring. Now unfortunately I don't have enough for this, so I'm not going to be able to buy it, but I recommend you guys do if you do have the DZ funds. So that's it for weapons, gear. We're now going to look at gear mods and then do a last couple of bits on weapon attachments. So starting off gear mods, there's one in the cavern. Here we have a ballistic shield health mod. Now this is perfect for all those defense builds, especially considering to the change to the defense gear set. I'd pick up a couple of these if you do run defense. At the DZ West 53rd Street checkpoint, we have a prototype electronics mod with health on it. Now I don't really need to do much explaining. If you're after a electronics mod with health, then buy it. This was in DZ West 53rd Street checkpoint. That's it for gear mods that I thought were decent enough to mention this week. We're now going to have a look at some weapon attachments. Starting off in West 46th Street checkpoint. Here we have a must-buy extended magazine rolled with 118.5% magazine size, 3% crit hit chance and rate of fire. Like I said, must-buy if you have the DZ credits. DZ West 46th Street checkpoint. In the DZ09 safe room, there's a really nice loud vent break here. 18% crit hit damage, 5.5% headshot damage and 3% crit hit chance. I highly recommend picking this one up. I'm actually going to go out after this video and grind some DZ funds for it because I need a few of these. But guys, DZ09 safe room, get on this. That's it for this week's vendor reset. As always, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then let me know by either leaving a comment or by clicking that like button. And as always, if you're new around here and you want to stay up to date with all of the things to Division, then make sure to subscribe. But as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.